I really prefer the change by design to the change by disaster because, well, you have control over it. There's two ways to approach change. One is painful and the other one is also painful. One is in your control, the other one is not. Which one do you choose? Which one do you choose? And one disclaimer, change is inherently a part of life, and so you have to choose how you will change, because if you don't choose, well, this change will happen, and this lack of choice will also be a choice. You've seen the title of this video. You can change either by design or you can change by disaster. And this is exactly what we're gonna talk about today. Those are the two only choices in life you can make towards how to embrace change. Change will happen. Change is an inherent part of life. The world is changing. You know, this world has been created by a big bang at the beginning, and so since then the particles and the atoms in the world are changing constantly, are exchanging energy, and so change in life is inevitable. And of course, most of the people, most of the businesses change by disaster. And I really don't know why it is like that, but most of the people and most of the businesses wait until it's really too late to make a conscious planned action, but rather they wait until they are in a reactive state and then they react. And when you react, the quality of this reaction is far lower than if you planned for it. And you probably know someone, or maybe you have experienced it yourself, that, for example, you know the stories of the bosses that talk with their employees only when they have resigned. Those bosses start to talk with those employees and it's really too late, because they have already taken this decision, and the quality of this reaction will be far lesser, of course, than if it was planned. And this is the definition of changing by disaster. A disaster happens in your life and whoops, you have to change. On the opposite side of the spectrum is changing by design. And how do you change by design? Well, you can, for example, plan to review periodically your plans, your day, your goals maybe, the advancement towards your goals, etc. And if you plan for it, the change will be built into those review moments, because you will have periodically the possibility to see that something works extremely well and something does not work at all. And you will be able to decide to change something before actually this change is a reaction to a situation, before it is a change by disaster. I really prefer the change by design to the change by disaster because, well, you have control over it. If it's a disaster that happens to you, you don't have control, and you will be always in a state of low comfort, I think. Even if you think that you have the resources to react, well, it is always better when it's you that is choosing the action and not the world, not someone else. That's the difference between changing by design versus changing by disaster. Bye-bye.